What if I told you that the emptiness you feel every morning isn't depression, it's a warning signal? 3 specific signs reveal you're living someone else's life, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do about it. When was the last time you felt genuinely excited about your day? Not the fake excitement you show on social media, not the enthusiasm you perform at work. Real, deep-down excitement. If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. Millions of people wake up every day feeling disconnected from their own lives. They go through the motions, work, obligations, responsibilities, but something fundamental is missing. Here's the brutal truth. You might be living a life that looks perfect on paper but feels completely wrong in your soul, and there are 3 unmistakable signs. First sign, you've lost your sense of joy. And I don't mean occasional sadness. I mean that constant, low-level numbness. You do things that should make you happy, dinners with friends, vacations, achievements, but you feel nothing. It's like watching your life through a foggy window. You're present, but you're not really there. Second sign, nothing truly satisfies you anymore. You achieve goals, you get promotions, you buy things, but the satisfaction evaporates within hours. You're constantly chasing the next thing, thinking, once I get this, I'll feel better. But you never do, because you're climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. Third sign, your motivation is mysteriously disappearing. Not because you're lazy, but because your soul knows something your conscious mind hasn't admitted yet. You're forcing yourself to want things you don't actually want. You're pursuing goals that don't belong to you. And here's what makes this so dangerous. Society celebrates this disconnection. Suck it up. Be responsible. That's just adult life. But what if that's exactly the lie that's destroying you? So what's actually happening here? Why do so many successful, capable people feel this profound disconnect? The answer is both simple and devastating. You've lost contact with yourself. Not the self you present to the world. Not the self your parents wanted. Not the self your Instagram followers see. Your actual self. Here's how it happens. From childhood, we're taught to internalize other people's goals, your parents' dreams for you, your teacher's expectations, society's definition of success, your partner's vision of happiness. Layer by layer, these external expectations bury your authentic desires, until one day you wake up and realize you don't even know what you actually want anymore. You know what you should want, but that's not the same thing. The joy is gone because you're celebrating achievements that don't matter to you. The satisfaction is missing because you're feeding someone else's hunger. The motivation has died because your soul refuses to waste energy on a life that isn't yours. This isn't about abandoning responsibility. This is about the fundamental difference between living and merely existing, between authentic purpose and performance. Your internal GPS screaming that you're off course. It's your authentic self demanding to be heard. The question isn't, what's wrong with me? The question is, who am I really beneath all these borrowed dreams? How do you reconnect with yourself and reclaim your life? First, you need to create space for silence. Real silence. Not scrolling through your phone, not distracting yourself with entertainment. Actual quiet where you can hear yourself think. Every day, spend 15 minutes with yourself. No agenda, just awareness. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What do I actually want today? Not what you should want. What you do want. Write down whatever comes up, no matter how inconvenient or impractical. This isn't about immediately changing your entire life. This is about establishing contact with your authentic self. Second, apply the 5 whys to your major life choices. Take any significant goal or commitment and ask why. 5 times. I want this promotion. Why? To make more money. Why? To feel successful. Why? To prove I'm worthy. Why? Because I don't believe I'm enough as I am. Why? This process exposes whether your goals come from authentic desire or from trying to fill an emotional void. There's nothing wrong with money or success, but if you're chasing them to fix a broken belief about yourself, they'll never satisfy you. Third, practice the small, honest yes. Every day, Do one small thing purely because you want to, not because it's productive, not because it impresses anyone, because it genuinely brings you joy or curiosity or peace. Read fiction in the middle of the day. Take a walk without your phone. Say no to an obligation that drains you. These tiny acts of authenticity rebuild trust with yourself. You're training yourself to recognize and honor your true desires. You're proving to your soul that you're finally listening. And this creates momentum that will transform your entire life. But it starts small. Remember, you didn't lose yourself overnight. You won't find yourself overnight. But every honest choice is a step back to who you really are. Now let me tell you what happens when you commit to this path. What changes when you stop performing someone else's life and start living your own? First, joy returns. Not the shallow happiness of external validation, but the deep contentment of alignment. You'll start feeling excited about your days again, not because everything is perfect, but because you're finally pursuing what actually matters to you. You'll discover interests you forgot you had. You'll remember what you loved before the world told you who to be. And these won't feel like obligations. They'll feel like coming home. Second, satisfaction becomes real and lasting. When you achieve goals that align with your authentic self, the fulfillment doesn't evaporate. It compounds. You'll stop endlessly chasing and start actually enjoying what you've built. You'll develop what psychologists call intrinsic motivation, doing things because they genuinely matter to you, not for external rewards. And this creates a sustainable energy that doesn't burn out. Third, and this is crucial, you'll become genuinely stronger, not by suppressing your truth, but by honoring it. You'll develop the most valuable skill in modern life, the ability to know yourself and act from that knowing. You'll stop seeking permission. You'll stop waiting for someone else to validate your choices. You'll make decisions faster because you trust yourself. You'll handle criticism better because you're not performing for approval. And here's what surprises everyone who takes this journey. You'll eventually feel grateful for that painful disconnection you felt at the beginning, because it forced you to wake up. It pushed you to question everything. It demanded that you become who you really are. The emptiness wasn't weakness, it was wisdom. Your authentic self, refusing to be silenced any longer. So let me ask you again. When was the last time you felt genuinely excited about your day? If you still can't answer, you now know exactly what to do. Start today. 15 minutes of silence. One small, honest yes. Your real life is waiting. Subscribe our channel for more effective tools for happier life.